Hello YouTube world, this is Terry Carl, Dream Builder Coach, sharing the tools to help you live the life of your dreams. And usually I talk about daytime dreams, I talk about your vision, your goals for your life, but this is a special segment that I'm starting on Tuesdays, hopefully if technology will cooperate with me. This is like take 100 right now. But I'm going to be talking about nighttime dreams once a week, and that's what is happening when you go in your subconscious mind and you are working and learning in there. I'm going to give you a little bit about my background in dream interpretation and then share 3 dreams that I had this morning. I woke up first and couldn't remember anything and I was upset. I'm like, subconscious mind, give me something. I went back to sleep and got some pretty awesome dreams. So I'm excited to share those with you today. And if you would like to share dreams in the future for a future episode, anonymously or not, that would be awesome. We'll talk about that again at the end. So, quick background. I was in the School of Metaphysics for 3 years, and even before I was in there, I was already recording my dreams. I love dreams. While I was in the school, one of the exercises was to write down your dreams every night. So I did as much as possible. And I also had the opportunity to take on leadership roles within the school, and I chose the role of Dream Awareness Coordinator. So I was part of the National Dream Hotline for a few years, and I went on the weekends that focused on dreams. And what I found is there are many different ways to interpret dreams. There are many different symbols that you can use, and ultimately there's no perfect way to interpret a dream. The best thing you can do with dream interpretation is to find something meaningful for yourself that will help you to move forward, that will help you to grow. And you are ultimately the best interpreter of your dream. I'm just a guide. Anybody who's a dream coach is just a guide. Same thing for me. I am the best interpreter of my own dreams. I have to see what resonates with me. I have to decide what I'm going to use. And there are many different ways you can use the same dream. So that's what's exciting about it. It's kind of like math. Many different ways to do math. So that's a little bit about me, a little bit about how the School of Metaphysics interprets dreams. There are many different types of dreams. There are the symbolic dreams that most people focus on and have, which go over the last 24 to 48. For me, sometimes it's even more than that, 3 days a week, and help you learn from those. You have precognitive dreams that show you a string of the future, possible future, because the future is not decided until you decide for it. And you have visitation dreams where you actually visit with someone who is not at the physical plane anymore. They've passed on, probably someone close to you. You have astral projection dreams where you're in your inner mind and you're wherever you want to go, you're actually traveling to those places. And there are many different other types of dreams, but we don't talk much about anything beyond that in the School of Metaphysics, so I may or may not bring those up in the future. If you know anything about that, I'd love to hear about it. And of the symbolic dreams that we're mostly going to be focusing on, there are 2 things you need to know. Every aspect of the dream is an aspect of the dreamer. It's about the dreamer. The dream is about the dreamer. Dream is about the dreamer. So every person, place, or thing is part of the dreamer. It's all symbolic, it's all analogous. One of my favorites is the car holds your body, and in the dream you're focusing on your mind. So your body holds your mind. That means that the car is analogous to your body. So dreams with a car tend to be related to your health. Could be your physical health, could be your emotional state, but it's related to your vessel. And I actually happen to have a car dream that I'm going to share with you today. So I hope I got everything in here because I've done about 10 takes on this already. It's late and I'm tired and I'm sorry, but I really want to make sure I get this through to you. So here are the 3 dreams I want to share. I'm going to try to keep them short. One of them is kind of long and I like to go blah, 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 but I want to keep it short for you. Let's talk about the car dream first. I had a dream that I was in a car and I was just kind of not fully with it, and I realized I was heading in the wrong direction, so I turned around in a parking lot to, do my turn here, then turn here, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't do a very good job pulling in, and there was a woman who had her car door open, and I nicked her car, and I think she was upset or something. I'm like, sorry, I've been kind of out of it. So that's the dream. What's the feeling? What's the theme? What's the symbolism of that? The feeling I got was a lack of groundedness, where I was kind of like, sorry, I've been kind of out of it. And when you can't find your car, or you can't find your direction, or you're not really in control of your car, it's about not being controlled. The feeling that I got was I'm not grounded. I'm not fully centered in myself. So if you're going to play with your dreams, fantastic. I think it's great if you actually use them. So I have my dream. I talked about what it means for me. So how am I going to apply that to my life now? Well, I'm going to work on grounding, which actually is cool. I talked with my coach this morning. So I had an opportunity to share my dreams with her. And she had some suggestions for grounding, including walking barefoot, a salt bath, and focusing on your solar plexus. Lots of light there, and then also actually grounding your feet, like imaging the roots going into the ground. So there are lots of ways that you can ground yourself. Feel free to use any of those. And I don't want to keep this too long. So dream number 2 was I was in a new residence with my fiance Brian, and I remember being in a room and being aware of like different knick-knacky things, just things that didn't really serve a purpose, and I knew they weren't mine. And so I was like, oh, we really need to go through each of the rooms at some point and clear out this stuff that we don't need. So my original interpretation of it is that I'm pulling in other people's baggage, maybe unconsciously. But based on what I wanted to work on with my coach today, she helped me make another connection, which is I may be consciously taking in ideas that I got from other people that don't really serve a purpose, that are not helpful to me, that need to be cleared out. Because I was talking with her about angel messages I've received from angel numbers that continually are telling me to focus on a spiritual purpose, to focus on my spiritual foundation and my work. And I've been kind of confused about what direction to take with that, because I came from a religious upbringing, moved out of that. School of Metaphysics actually brought some of that back, and then I've been kind of trying to look for examples, but some of the examples that I've been drawing into my life I've been experiencing resistance with. So she was really helpful in that, again, too, about looking at going inside, looking at what spirituality actually means to me, what resonates with me, and then clearing out things that don't resonate, that just don't work with my image, with my definition. So that was cool. Third dream was pretty wild. So I'm going to see if I can summarize this. I'm in a room. There are lots of people that have something like special powers, like superpowers. There are more adult, older people pulling people one away at a time from what I believe to brainwash or medicate them. And there's another guy in the room with me. And he says 3 things. I don't remember the first one. The second one is, now you see it, now you don't. The third one is, now you see me, now you don't. And he vanishes. And I want to do that too. So I focus really hard. And I'm able to leave the building, leave the compound. And then I end up on this truck, which kind of reminds me of like a hayride. There's like a big truck bed. And we're slowly pulling away. And I see one of the girls who's kind of brainwashed in the distance. She kind of notices. I feel bad for her. But then there are adults there walking behind us as we're slowly pulling away, throwing these little tennis balls in the back of the truck. And I'm kind of grabbing them and throwing them back or deflecting. And then there's this guy, and I could tell he needs healing. He's not doing well. I don't know if this was part of the same dream, but it was either that or the next dream. And he leans his head in toward me, I lean my head in toward him, and he instinctively knows to put his hands on my torso, somewhere like here. And then at some point I return and also touch him there, because I have touch healing. So first of all, she helped me look at the last scene. She said, take one scene at a time. And she said, you know, that's the solar plexus area, which I've been focusing on. So that's where healing needs to take place. And someone of the opposite sex is your inner versus your outer. Outer, I'm speaking with you, conscious mind, dreams, you're in your inner mind, subconscious. And I can go over this more, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to fit a lot into this amount of time. And so I'm having that relationship, that healing relationship through that powerhouse. The, and I just forgot what I called it. Solar plexus chakra. So that's great. There's that opening of healing there. And then I kind of looked at the other scenes and thought, oh, this is cool. You know, maybe this is reminding me of a past life and where I was subjugated and blah, blah, blah. That was something that came up for me. But this experience and her reaction to like focusing in and looking at one scene at a time, my coach telling me that, reminded me of this dream webinar. Dreamschool.org does webinars Wednesday nights. Check it out. And there was this guy who loved dreams, and he had this big, long, epic dream, and he was so excited because he just was so into dreams. He studied them so much. And the doctors of the school were the guests who helped interpret the dreams. And this one doctor is very like to the point. And after this long sharing of his dream, he said, "What are you running from?" And I just felt so bad for the guy. But he did. He just got right to the point, and I saw that in this dream too, as I was excited about how like fanciful this dream is with the superpowers and everything, and really like I'm running away in this dream too. Everything is an aspect of me. All those people in the dream that I'm running from are actually aspects of me. But overall, the feeling is a lack of trust and a fear of being brainwashed, and a need to just avoid and run away. And I'm pretty sure this relates to the weekend, Saturday, which is about 4 days ago, where I just wanted to close out the whole world. Just wanted to protect myself. I needed to recharge. And I wanted to just run away from everything that could be a reminder. So, what do I do with this one? Did I talk about what I did with the last one? Yeah. Be aware of your ideas and decide which ones you want to keep and which ones you want to clear out. That was the application if I didn't say that. So, for this one, working on continuing to heal myself, to stay connected with the inner self, possibly through meditation, is important, like the last scene of that dream. And also, to take care of myself seems to be the message. I'll talk more about this in some of my other videos. I'm on Facebook Live. Also in iReggae Nation. It's a theme that's been coming up, is self-care, and also to face things if I'm avoiding anything, to be honest about it, aware of it, and to work with it. And that's what I got. So, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I'm excited about coming to you again next week. And if you would like to have a dream interpreted, you can give me your name and I can share it with people when I share your interpretation next week. Or if you want it to be anonymous, just let me know that you want to keep it anonymous. And we can have some fun and learn some things that can help you and help other people. Because truth is truth. There's nuggets of stuff. You know, you hear something that's wisdom for someone else. You hear two people talking and you're like, oh man, I can use that too. It happens for a reason. So if you have stuff to share, let's learn, let's grow, let's love. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and much love and many blessings. Bye now.